Hi, I'm Kazul, and welcome to my lair. I know I haven't uploaded a video in a little bit, but I found some footage that I think is interesting, so I wanted to throw it together and get it up there. I'm I've been busy with lots of stuff, but want to start producing videos again soon. So these are the horns of the Goatman, and they have a really cool texture. I'm really proud of these horns. They're super duper lightweight. In fact, they're just held on with 2 magnets. Uh, they're made out of 1/2 inch L300, and then I carved the texture into it. So they're completely hollow on the inside. I just have like a cap here that I put the magnets on. Um, and yeah, so I found the footage recently of carving the texture into the horns. So I want to show that. So the first thing I did that I didn't get footage of was carving these deep ridges into the horn using a large sanding bit with a Dremel. And so the next step was to heat seal the carving. Um, this just helps prepare it for the next step. It makes it look nicer with these closed cell foams. It kind of takes the hard sanded edge and makes it nice again. So there's the hard sanded edge, nice smooth edges, rough and ugly, and smooth and nice. The next step is to take a smaller sanding drum with the Dremel and carve in the smaller textures. I'm just carving in some shapes on a scrap piece to see how I want to bounce my hand around, and heat sealing it to see if that texture was how I liked. And I decided to just move forward with it. And these steps all took forever. It just took forever. There was a lot of horn to cover with a lot of detail. I eventually found that bouncing my hand around and kind of letting the Dremel dig into the foam and bounce and skip a little actually helped produce some really organic looking textures, so I let it bounce around. Oh, and I will say a note about safety. Like, you can see my hand getting covered in black with the black foam that's being sanded away. I was definitely wearing a respirator and goggles during this process to keep that out of my lungs and eyeballs. Then, as always, with each sanding carving layer, I sealed it in between. This next step was super fun. Using a wood engraver, I was able to get a lot of fine detail into these horns, and this is where the look really started to come together. But you can also see the fine white smoke raising up from everywhere that I'm burning with. That is very toxic and nasty smelling. So definitely, don't want this floating up into your face. I had a respirator on, and I also had safety goggles on because this smoke does hurt your eyes if you let it rise up into your face. So I was in a completely open garage, respirator, goggles, everything to just keep this smoke away from me. But I tried to use every part of the wood engraver, the skinniest little tip, the wider part of it, even the flat side to create textures. And I wasn't just going perpendicular to my other carved lines, I was doing them at odd angles, some deeper than others, just to get that really nice organic feel. But I still just like love the texture that I got. But again, this step just took forever, ever. And just to compare, here you can see the just to the Dremel step, and then with the addition of the wood engraver step, and just how much like detail and just completeness it really just brings the look together to add this like finer detail. Now that you've seen the texture all carved in, the next step was just to seal it with something. I did creature cast rubber, just a couple coats on it to seal it, and then painted it. The dry brushing really brought out a lot of that really cool texture. You can see it on this horn too. So that's how I did the texture on these horns. You can do the same kind of texture on any sort of closed cell foam. You can look in the link down below. I wrote a complete blog about how I made these horns from the beginning, how I patterned them and designed them and everything. So go check that out. So thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and always embrace your inner beast.